Hi everyone. Today I'm going to speak on wellness in its deeper avatar because that's one of my reasons to be, to raise the bar for humanity. Now, wellness these days, especially during COVID, has become a buzzword. From my 90-year-old mother, who speaks about how good food, how good thoughts, how good sleep keeps her fit to face the post COVID phase, to my 9-year-old grandniece who says, no junk food, Mossy, I need to run the marathon after the COVID. So, wellness has now become a general theme in the world. In its most basic essence, it really means a balanced approach to one's food, one's exercise, and one's sleep. Yes, sleep is very, very important. A balanced approach between constructive work time and creative leisure time. Both are equally important. And a balanced approach between meaningful me time and time spent with meaningful others. Now, I think the lockdown has enabled many of us to experiment with this, to move into this. But at its very deepest, wellness is far beyond that, true wellness. And for me, authentic wellness is in passion, in purpose. Are you passionate about something? Is there a sense of purpose in your life? Because when there is passion and purpose, there is a coming together of body, mind, spirit. And truly, truly, dear friends, it is in this coming together of body, mind, spirit that true wellness is. Now, many of you must have experienced this during any passionate endeavor, anything which you have really lived with for a purpose. Very vibrant focus, expansion of heart and mind. Most importantly, from the point of view of wellness, an automatic dropping of the clutter, of the past, of the redundant, of what doesn't serve you anymore. Now, one of my favorite secrets is that the root word in discipline is disciple. How beautiful is that? So when you're really disciple to something, when you're really passionate about something, discipline in all its purity arises. Wellness cannot be far away. Let me share a personal example here. A lot of my earlier friends tell me, Divya, how come you get up in the mornings? How come you're meditating? How are you doing all these classes and YouTubes? The old Divya was so relaxed and laid back and living life full king size. And when I think about it, when I reflect on it, I realize that I'm not really the disciplined type. But the discipline has risen spontaneously because I love doing what I'm doing. And therefore, that's one of the real secrets of discipline and therefore, of course, of wellness. After all, we are human beings. We are a process. We are not what we already are. We are also what we envision for ourselves, for our world, for our environment. And in that, a very beautiful thing happens even as we put our focus, our desires, our wishes on something higher, something finer. New neurological pathways and synapses open up in the brain. Literally speaking, we get an upgrade in the brain. We get a body, mind, spirit upgrade. We are upgrading our very frequencies. Which therefore brings me to the second point for today. Raising your frequency higher than the lower, depleting frequencies of your environment. Now, those of us who have managed to do that during the lockdown have probably fared better. Now, most of you already know that we live in a vibrational universe. Everything is energy. The higher your frequency, the better your wellness. But there is also one of the laws of energy which you may not know. Higher frequencies, higher energies are not impacted by the lower, whereas they do impact the lower. So can you think what happens when you are abiding in a higher frequency? You are not impacted by the chaos, the confusion, the fear circling around you. In fact, you can maintain your balance, your positivity, which is really what wellness is about. But even more than that, and so important, and look at the beauty of this, when you are vibrating to a higher frequency than your environment, you can impact your environment, you can impact the world, you become the Shakti, permeating your world, healing the world, bringing wellness into the world, shaping the world. And therefore, that brings me to the third point for today, and for true authentic wellness, finding your Shakti, finding who you truly are. Now, this can be done for the right brain through your spiritual journeys. For the more left brain, it can be done through any self-development, self-discovery process. But when you find yourself, when you realize, when you make real, when you live the truth that only I can be what I am for the whole, or what the whole chooses to be through me, in this embrace of my uniqueness, my individuality, is the embrace of every other, because I realize that everyone is special, everyone is only what they can be for the whole. Two beautiful things happen in this. My life is lived like its unique contribution, a unique seva. And in true seva, true service, service serves the server. So even as I live, even as I give, I fill. Ever full, never empty, wellness indeed. But at a deeper level, this knowing that everybody is unique, everybody is special in their own way, leads to a very deep spiritual, emotional well-being, where we move into a state of acceptance rather than acts of acceptance. We see everybody as unique, they're playing their own role, having their own contribution. In this, judgment, blame, condemnation, the polarities which create havoc with our world, which are the root of all disease, whether in the world or within us, fall away. One of my favorite quotes here is Tao Ching: when the work is done in the source, the whole river comes clean. Therefore, for true wellness, body, mind, spirit coming together, emotional healing, moving away from blame, the whole river that you are comes clean. Now, many of us know that humanity is one, and while we are one, we are not the same. Humanity mistakes oneness with sameness, but while we may all be one, we are not the same. That's why one became many. So be yourself, find yourself. My favorite quote here is that Reverend Zusha, he was a 17th or 18th century Polish Kabbalist, and he was on his deathbed and surrounded by his students, who were surprised to see him cry. And they said, "Reverend Zusha, why are you crying? You were as wise as Moses and as kind as Abraham." And he answers them, "When I appear before my heavenly court, they will not ask me, why was I not as wise as Moses or as kind as Abraham? They will ask me, Zusha, why were you not Zusha?" And this finding your Zusha is the clincher in true, authentic wellness. I've coined a term for this. I call it heaven on earth. Now, don't get me wrong. In spite of my complete right brain side, I have a very strong left brain, practical, pragmatic side. So, heaven on earth is no mumbo-jumbo dimension which will descend from above. It is critical mass humanity, you and me, resonating to a higher frequency, to a higher consciousness, moving into physical, emotional, mental, spiritual well-being. After all, the term is heaven on earth. It's not clouds and harps and angels. It's a deeply enriching human experience which takes into account, embraces, optimizes my humanity, my reasons to be, my reason to be human, my purposes, my desires. And in that, deeply fulfilled, do I increasingly become the higher human. I add hu, spirit, to man or manas. Wellness indeed. Beloved friends, heaven on earth is not meant to be an idea to dazzle. is supposed to be something so simple that you and I and everyone can help bring it about by simply moving into their own body, mind, spirit well-being in tailor-made ways. Follow your own drummer. Do what calls you. Resonate to what beckons you. And therefore, beloveds, heal thyself, heal thy world. It's always a ripple effect. The point of power is within. Find it, ignite it, be the Shakti, permeate the world, bring about wellness in ways far beyond what you may have ever imagined it to be. Love and blessings, Divya. I will also touch upon one or two questions that came to me when I gave this talk on another platform. So somebody asked me, how do you raise your frequency? And my response to that is, well, of course, meditation, chanting, prayer, your spiritual journey raises your frequency and keeps it high. But other than that, it can be anything that inspires you, that calls you, that beckons you, that makes you feel good. It can be a hobby, it can be a creative endeavor, it can be seva, it can be learning something new, it can be simply doing something you enjoy. The simple essence in this is something you enjoy doing, not as your livelihood, not to make money, not as your career. Now, many people come and tell me that, well, we are working all the time and we don't really have time to sort of pursue a hobby. And my answer to them is find something, incorporate it into your day for 5 minutes perhaps to start with, and you will be surprised how it makes inroads into your life and gives you the time to enjoy it. It's very important here that you follow your own drummer. And, contrary to all the advice usually given, I'm going to say be a rolling stone. Yes, try things, explore things. Yeah, this is nice. Oh, no, that doesn't suit me. That's fine. Till one day, wow, I really enjoy this. I really like this. And there, you will not have to ask me how to raise your frequency. So, when you raise your frequency, you become light. Just like darkness cannot enter light, you become a very beautiful, vibrant energy field. And in beloved Rumi's words, you also become light in the sense you register 0 on the scale. Feel light. Raise your frequency. A second beautiful question, which I really liked, and someone asked me that, okay, Divya, you speak a lot about passion, but what's the difference in passion and obsession? Beautiful question. Passion is focus free. Obsession is chaos and chains. Passion is expanding, empowering. Obsession is disempowering, depleting. Passion fills you and makes you rise. Obsession depletes you and drags you down. Now, I would like to add here that when you are actually in a phase of obsession, you think it's passion. It's got a very similar feel. Till one day you are freed into true passion. It's almost a mystical experience, and then you realize, oh my God, that was obsession. That was not freeing, that was not focused, that was not light. And very simply put, obsession is the moth attracted to the flame. Passion is the flame independent of anything. Feel free to send me any questions. Yeah, another question I got is that will the world all move into wellness careers post-COVID? Now, what does a wellness career mean? In my humble opinion, it's an inner switch. When you're doing something that you like, that beckons you, that you find joy in, when you find your ikigai, it's a career in wellness. When you do something for more than just selfish interest, even if it's just doing your very best in the job that you're doing, that's a career in wellness. Everybody will not be moving into healing and Bach flower remedy and speaking on fitness and yoga. Of course not, beloveds. Even all of us who are into wellness, we need clothes, so we'll have designers. We need our countries run, we need politicians, we need products, so we need businessmen. Careers will be there. It's the inner attitude that will shift and make it a world full of people doing careers which they resonate to, which makes them feel well and happy. And imagine a world full of people doing what makes them feel happy will mean a happy, healthy world. I'll end for today. Feel free to email me any questions. And my next subject is going to be expansion on this, but I'm going to speak about creating heaven on earth, what it really means. Yes? Lots of love, lot of blessings. Divya.